Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chumoke and today we are making these very delicious high protein cinnamon apple rolls. This recipe was inspired by my 6 years old son Harry Bobo. So let's get into it. In this bowl I have some apples and plum. The only reason why I have plum is because I have this plum in the house and I want to use it up. So that's the only reason why I'm adding it. It is not a must. It is not part of the recipe at all. It does not add any sweetness to it because plum is not sweet. So it's just a way to use it all up. That's the only reason. So peel your apples. My small baby ate a part of that, so I just had to cut it off and peel everything together. So peel your apple, peel your plum. When you are done peeling it, you should chop it all up. Chop everything, your apple. Now if you have a baby who is less than 9 months, or who is 9 months, and you are scared that your baby will choke, you should grate it. Of course, don't grate it that everything will now turn to brown and everything and water. So you don't have to grate it so fine. Just grate it normally, like normal grating. So chop it all up if you are chopping it up like me, or grate everything up if you are grating your apples and your plum. So when you are done grating it, get your pot on fire, add a little bit of butter or avocado oil or ghee. Add your chopped or grated apples, then add a generous amount of cinnamon. Remember, cinnamon has to be generous, of course, not overpower the dish. So add the juice of 1 whole lemon into the mix and continue stirring. So this has to be done on low heat so that your apples does not burn. So add about 2 to 3 tablespoons of maple syrup and continue stirring. Now if you don't have maple syrup, you know that you cannot use honey for you're less than 12 months old, so you let it continue to cook. But if your baby is over 12 months, that's around 1 year, you can replace maple syrup with honey. But I wouldn't advise that you cook honey on fire. So I would say that finish cooking everything, then mix it into your honey. Honey is generally thicker than maple syrup, so it will still give you the required consistency. So you can mash it up like this if you feel like your baby is going to choke. But if your baby is not going to choke, then just pack it all up into a plate because it needs to cool down before we use it. So in your bowl, that is the Mr. Aribobo. Is the one that inspired this recipe. So in your bowl, add your flour, then add your baking powder and salt, then add your yogurt. This is homemade full fat yogurt that I made myself. So he had 1 cup of yogurt. I scrape it down for him. So when you are done doing all that, don't waste your yogurt, scrape it down. I mixed it. I added a little bit of whole wheat so that it will not be too soft. So I mixed everything together with the spatula. Then I had to mix with my hand because it was taking too long to mix up very well with that spatula, and the people that want to eat it, they are standing right behind me there, so I had to be fast. So I mixed everything all up with my hands. You can see how sticky it is. So it's actually a very sticky dough, but it will come together like this in a matter of minutes. Okay, so you mix everything together, just work that dough, don't overwork it. Then scrape it to the side and cover it with a kitchen towel. Let it rest for 10 to 15 minutes. After that, flour your surface. You have to flour your surface. If you don't, your dough is going to stick to the surface and is also going to stick to your rolling pin. So flour your surface up and down. This is me adding flour from the table because I added too much flour. So flour it and press it down with your hands. So the flour behind it and on top of it will create a kind of tension, so it will not stick and it will remain stretchy. Of course, it won't stretch so much, but at least it will stretch a little bit. You can see that I actually used my rolling pin before adding the flour and it got stuck on it, so don't make the same mistake. So spread it around. You can see how nicely it is spreading. Spread it around nicely, lift it up a little bit so that you can be sure it is not stuck before you add your apple, because if you add your apple and it is stuck to the table, that's going to be a lot of gooey mess. So you add your cooked apple onto your rolled dough, onto your rolled dough. It's actually rolled dough. Then you spread it around. Here Mr. Recipe developer decided he wants to do his recipe by himself, so I had to allow him and direct his hands, which he does not like, but I just had to do it. So we'll cut some side off. I forgot to show that place. Then with a pizza cutter or a knife, anything sharp, you just cut it into rolls like this. Cut it straight like that. Cut it into, if you want it really big, cut it really big. If you don't want it really big, cut it into any size you want. Then roll it easily. You can see how I'm just rolling it like this. You just roll it. That's how our apple rolls. You roll everything until you are done rolling. Well, he actually wanted to help me here, but I said no, before you mess up everywhere now, and we have to start all over again. So you roll everything, make sure the apple stays in between and the roll also closes nicely so that it will not go and spread or it will not scatter while you are rolling it. So when I'm done rolling the burnt end, I'll just add it into the cup to make it bake together. So here I'm using a silicone cupcake mold because I don't want it to get stuck into my cupcake mold. The iron one, I've forgotten the name now. I don't want it to get stuck into it. So you can get this silicone mold from at Zari Kido on Instagram. She has it for sale. So this is it, and the end put inside to form like a roll too, So this is what it looks like before going into the oven, and this is what it looks like 15 minutes after baking. It looks really, really nice. So this is one of the advantages of using a silicone mold. It is easy to just plop it out, like it's just going to come off. So 15 minutes after at 180, our cinnamon apple roll is ready to eat, but we have to let it cool down. So this is what it looks like when it is done. It is soft, it is delicious, the cinnamon and the apple and the butter and everything is just nice. So this is those small ends. So this is what they look like after baking, and as you can see, it looks really nice and juicy. Okay, so you can use this for school lunch, for school snack especially, and it is very, very fast. Okay, please subscribe to my channel and thank you for watching.